Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith of the Smith and the Black channel here at Ticker Talker, and today we're going to play a little game. It's called What Did He Say and What Happened? So, since I've been here, I've told you, alright? Everything's going to be very repetitive. If you go to the Smith and Black channel, all my recordings are free. So my question to you is, do you have 2 minutes and 36 seconds a night to check it out? Last night my video was 2 minutes and 36 seconds long, right? Because I told you we can convey things very, very quickly, right? So let's go back and you can feel free to go watch it. What did he say? What did he talk about and what happened? He talked about Amazon. And he said, you're going to want to keep an eye on this here. You see this daily? We talked about the outside bar that's upper left, and I'm going to blow this up for you. Just a little bit more. Outside bar, countered hammer, back up, right? How much is Amazon up? It's up $61. And it opened in the range. It didn't gap. So you had plenty of opportunity to take it as soon as it takes that out or as soon as it goes green here. Amazon. Did he talk about NVIDIA? He did. Now you got a little gapper there, so you're going to have to do some work. But to see, when we stop them out like this, looking for the 2-2 reversals, because a lot of them were setting up to do that. So NVIDIA presently up. How's it going? Granted, you got a gap in there, but up 1160. Did he talk about Netflix? He did. You sure about that? Totally. So you got a little gapper there. You had to do some work here, but still, I mean, we still got some day left on this stuff, and we'll get to that window dressing that's going on here. End of the quarter, run sheep run. So trying to mark up the portfolio. Let's put some Netflix on there. So Netflix right now up 6. We'll see if we can get some more going there. Talk about Adobe. Sure did. Adobe here, and you can see that opened in the range and then took it out and triggered here. Over 428.48. All right, now trading 432.14, still going. We'll see how that goes. Did you talk about the Facebook? You definitely talked about the Facebook. Here, you gap down, right, yesterday, and then the comeback. We talked about that yesterday in the show about how we can play that comeback. But now, that's it, taking out the O's. That's a 2 down. This is a 2-2 reversal back up in Facebook here. Over 220.75, right? And then if you go to the weekly, remember this, the outside week in the middle. And then you gap down again, potentially 3-3 outside if they don't stop it, and we can get to that with the SPY too. Right now we're just stalling out a little bit in the futures, and that's good, so we can have some more times to talk. Did you talk about IAC? Totally talked about that. Why? Inside week to the upside here in the middle, right? Still going. IAC, how you doing today? You're up another $5. And did I talk about that you want to watch the things that trade similarly? Yes, Match.com with IAC. And there you go. So it wasn't inside week, but we know to watch it with it. So it's still going after yesterday's push. You talked about that. Match.com right now up $1. No big deal. At least it's up though. I talked about LRCX. Totally. I talked about LRCX. Here. The inside day, you see this? Inside day, and it's going to trigger the inside week over here, up in the upper middle, right? What's that reconfirming? Go down to the bottom middle, inside month and up, combination. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go back to my room. LRCX, presently up $14. Did you talk about the Goldman Sachs? He did. Inside day to the upside here. Right? And that was above 193.90, trading 196.81, not bad, still an inside weaker it looks like, so we'll see how that goes. Did he talk about Tesla? He definitely talked about Tesla. Tesla watching for the reconfirmation of the inside month here on the low inside, right? This has been a buy all month. Above 843.29, trading $1,081. Did he talk about watching for the inside week break in the upper middle? He definitely did talk about that. Above 1,012. Now up at 1,080. Tesla presently up $71. Like I said, do you have 2 minutes and 36 seconds? That's what it took for me to convey that to you, right? Once you understand what we're doing, boom, 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 we can talk very quickly. So outside of that, then we have the gap list that I tweet out, stuff to keep an eye on too. and at Robin the Black on Twitter, right? And then we'll put some of that stuff up in here in the window to keep an eye on when we get new stuff. JCOM, right? Look at this, all right? Gaps down, pukes, right? You can see this daily back red. All systems go on the red. And then here's your signal, the inside 60 down. Did we talk about that as a continuation pattern? We certainly do. Did it? It did. Goes down, attempts to come back. Here's your inside bar. Below 67.22, trading 64.10 and puking as I speak. Carve, and you can see this on the gap, right? On the gap up and puke. Let's go back to the 15er. Here, gaps up, and reverses here, right? Gaps up, this is a 2-2 reversal here. And now still going. This reversed here at 12.15, down to $8, nice puker. So other things we're watching. So once this thing started going, you can watch the SMH, right? Because we had all those guys going. Now they're trying to mellow them out a little bit. But you can see these same patterns to the downside and then back up. Not quite an inside day, but you can see the stop out here and then back up into here. We also had gold. And gold, right now coming up off 15. Let's see what this does on the 60. And inside on the 60 here, GLD. So we're going to keep an eye on that to see what's going on. Right now the futures are backing off just a tad, so we might get some more good scooping opportunity on some of these good ones. So gold, GLD here, inside 60, and that got some of the stocks going, JNUG. And JNUG now inside in the 60s, so I want to see if we can get any more out of that. You also had silver coming up. Silver, USLV, and here's a pattern that we're looking for, upper left. The outside bar, inside bar, right? And what that means is there was aggressive participants. They were willing to pay up and they were willing to sell down. Then they met back in the middle and said, okay, now the real rumble begins. 3, 1, boom, right there. As soon as it takes this out, the magnitude is to take this out, but in optimistic situations here, sometimes they go a little bit further. USLV right now, up almost 9%. So right now, if we go back to the SPY just for a second here. So here, what's the SPY doing? Here. Did you talk about this last night? I believe I did. Here. Poked down a little bit on a Monday, right? So its potential, it was 2 down, but its potential outside weak here, upper middle, because it poked down there, and now it's coming back through, right? And if that's going to trigger, the daily here, triggered as a 2-2 reversal above 304.61, presently trading 307, right? Did we talk about this setup last night? 2 minutes and 36 seconds. I think you got two minutes, don't you? You got 2 minutes free? Okay, let's see. We got ZS. Also trying to come up on this pattern here. The outside bar on the upper left. I'm going to blow this up for you. Okay. Just keeping an eye on these futures, see if anything's kicking around here. All right, that GLD trying to pop up off shorter term stuff. But here you can see this once again, upper left. Outside bar, poke down, come back, right? And so we'll see if this sets up again. Right now stalling out, but until that negates it, we want to go after these outside bars, right? Like we've been seeing. So if we go back to the SPY again on the 60, you're going to see a bunch of this stuff. Here. So you recall last Friday we did this, right? The outside bar, the 2 up, the reversal to come back through, stop them all out. Then yesterday morning, the outside bar. Then during the afternoon, when I talk about the outside bar, then counter, then back. That happened right on the close because this is a broadening formation. So these 2 bars become an outside bar of that, and boom, off we go. Now, once again, this to here was an outside bar of all this. Now we're going to go and try and take this baby out, right? That's what happens. These broadening formations get bigger. As we try and dress that window, Netflix going to the house. Here she comes. You see a little delayed inside 60 to the upside, but like I said, there's plenty of more day to go after some of this stuff that we've talked about, right? That's good. Had AAOI coming up here too. And AAOI just waking up out of nowhere, but you can see here in the upper middle, the inside week break, and that's above 1016, now 1075. It just came gunning out of nowhere. Now you can see if you can mellow out here, get yourself an inside 30. Still keeping an eye on these futures dropping in just a tad. SPY doing this on the 5-minute. So maybe you get yourself an inside 60 for some more gas, or maybe they run out of gas. We'll see. If we go to Lulu. Lulu stalling out here just a tad, but Lulu, you can see this is on the gap list. And what you want to be able to do up in the upper left, you want to be coming back through a previous range, right? We call that the pivot machine gun, and this thing came gunning out the chute, right? Because anybody who's short is going to be short against this. You know them obvious pivot guys? Yeah, that's those guys. All right, we got the Qs coming in just a tad here, and you can see this one inside 60 in the lower middle here for Lulu, and then up. So we're stuck in this bar here, and we'll see if that sets up again. And all right, we'll see. We got Microsoft doing that same daily pattern machine gun. You see this? Pokes down as a 2 down. Now there comes a compound outside bar of these guys. And so the pivot guys that got taken out here, them, and them. Careful. So these guys are an outside bar of that. The question is, going to be strong enough to come up here come the afternoon. TA. So if you're going to go shorting things, all right, and I know there's guys who like to short things that are strong, and you don't want to do that, all right, unless you're already long, right? Right. So you look at things taking out yesterday's lows. You got the market screaming higher, but now coming in. And so you'd be looking for anybody taking out yesterday's lows. So you can look at this TA that got murdered yesterday. And you can see this on the upper middle. You're going to see this weekly poke up. There's your 2-2 reversal on this. Boom. 20 down to 16. GBT was showing a little bit of weakness here too. And once again, anything you look for is trying to take out yesterday's lows. And so this in trouble here below 64.94 down to 63.40. You can see here on the monthly, it also down here in the lower middle, also taking out last month's lows. Now we're running out of month, obviously, but that's how to identify exactly where you want to be. If we go to MLHR, and MLHR, and you can see this just got smoked outside bar. So here on the upper left. It goes up, comes here. Once this is red, that's potential outside day, which it did take care of business on, like that, you see? And so the question here, now going to be weak enough to go outside weak over here. So right now, just kind of sitting here. We'll see if we can get the inside 60 right here to see if we can get the measured move and take care of business with the rest of them. So right now, you can see the SPY doing this. Here's your corrective activity, okay? Now, SPY going to take the day red? Probably not. But if it's going to do it, the 60 would do it first. Still inside on the 60 here. I want to blow this up for you before we take my leave. All right, so does this. Here's the reversal. You see this? The end of the highs, 2 up, 2 down to come back through previous range. And this is going to stop out some of the tight stopper guys, right? It is. So what you'd want to be doing in this situation is you want to look for the 30 or the 60 to go back green, which would happen in either 17 minutes or 47 minutes, right? And have one of these signals back to the upside, right? A signal much like that, the 2 up, 2 down, and then 2 up. Right now we can see maybe we can come down and take this stuff out, and then you'd have your broadening formation up here, right? And then you can look for it to start to retrace back up. You can also watch these stocks that when the SPY does that don't go down or are going up during that. And that was going to be Qtl here right now is going up. So I think we've got a nice gaggle for you to keep an eye on. Right now they're bringing them in, so you might get these corrective activity to set up for the afternoon to go after them. If you got 2 minutes and 36 seconds, I'd go watch that video. And I do it every night because it's free. All right, everybody, I'm Rob Smith, the Smith Select channel here, Ticker Talker with the Strat Time Report.